Pluribus, a series by Vince Gilligan, creator of the highly acclaimed Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Has he managed to produce another gem, or is this series rather disappointing? After the finale of Better Call Saul, which was very warmly received, Vince took a break until he got an offer from Apple TV to make a series for them, in which they gave him complete freedom and a generous budget. Vince came up with something completely new, the sci-fi series Pluribus, which is quite a departure from the grounded crime dramas Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Despite his past successes, he took a big risk. Did it pay off? I myself am a fan of both sci-fi and Vince's previous work, so I was optimistic about the premiere of this series. And I think that if you are a fan of both of these things like me, or at least one of them, the series will not disappoint you. So what is the series about? It is quite a unique endeavor. The entire human race is infected with a virus that causes almost all people to be united in a single mind that controls them all. There are 12 people in the world who are immune, plus the main character Carol, played by Reese Horn, famous mainly for Better Call Saul, through whose eyes we follow the whole situation. She then gets to know the new world around her, other people with immunity, and tries to resolve the whole situation somehow. The extraterrestrial unified entity tries to please the uninfected, but at the same time convince them to join them, and everyone reacts differently. There are many similarities with AI, although the creators said that at the time of writing the script, artificial intelligence was not yet so widespread. Nevertheless, it is now a very topical issue and, like it or not, it comments on the situation. Is AI really just a useful tool? Or is its tendency to always give a favorable response to those who use it a path to hell? And if we ignore the similarities with AI and take this series literally, is unification really such a bad thing? Thanks to it, all crime and war have disappeared. But Carol argues the price of losing individuality is too high. How would you feel about this? These are all topics that the series explores. So we can definitely see that it has depth and is not a modern type of series like Netflix's two-screen style, which means that it was created with the creators in mind that a large part of the audience browses on their phones while watching. No, with this series, you should pay attention and soak up the atmosphere. The biggest problem with this type of series is that they can ask questions but don't answer them. I can assure you that this is fortunately not the case with this series. One of the main character's first instincts is to ask the alien entity as many questions as possible and gather as many answers as possible so that she can come up with a plan to free humanity from its clutches. Of course, some answers raise new questions, and not everything is answered right away in order to maintain a certain tension, but it is done tastefully and entertainingly. The series sets clear rules about what the entity can and cannot do, or what it is capable of and incapable of, and these rules are followed. This then gives room for various theories to develop from episode to episode, if you watch the series weekly, about what will happen, and even how the whole series will end, although we will certainly see several more seasons. The biggest drawback of the series is its occasionally poor pacing. Sometimes it is extremely slow, and in some episodes, not much happens. It's quite similar to the first season of Better Call Saul. It also took a while for the series to get going, but then it turned out that it was worth the wait. So I expect it will be the same with this series, and I don't consider it too much of a disadvantage. The acting performances are definitely worth mentioning. Reese Horn once again demonstrates her excellent acting skills, as she did in Better Call Saul, proving that she is one of the best actors around. Her performance sets the bar high, although this was to be expected, and it is therefore surprising that Carolina Vidra also reaches her level. The actress playing Carol's main representative of the entity was not well known until now, so it is very pleasant to observe her chemistry with Seahorn and see that she can match her acting skills. Carol is a very unconventional hero. She is very unsympathetic and pessimistic. This contrasts with the personality of the entity, which is always trying to please and make people happy. If you've ever talked to ChatGPT, you know what I'm talking about. Yet you are forced to root for her, unless you are a supporter of the entity, which creates an interesting dynamic between the viewer and the characters in the series. And what does the series look like? Cinematography is Vince's strong point, and his influence is evident in this series as well. He plays with long scenes, colors, and the placement of objects in camera shots like no one else. He often gets very long scenes where very little or nothing at all is said, and we watch the story unfold in complete silence. It's great to watch, but sometimes it's too much. For example, one episode is almost entirely composed of such scenes, and to such an extent that it starts to become almost boring, especially when we consider that the first series has only 9 episodes, so it seems like a waste of limited screen time. The series finale will leave you wanting more. It is unexpected, and Carol's character develops more in it than in the rest of the series. It is therefore a great pity that Vince said that we will not see another season soon, even though it is already in the works. If Apple had so much faith in Vince and gave him such a large budget, they could have trusted him that the series would be a success and filmed 2 seasons at once, or at least allowed the second season to start production earlier. The way I see it, we'll have to wait about 2 years for the second season. With all this in mind, I give the first season a 7 out of 10, with the possibility of raising my rating based on what the next seasons will be like, and if it turns out that this was just the beginning of something extraordinary. It was like that with Better Call Saul, so why not here? The similarities are everywhere. Slow start, occasionally boring moments, but hints that this could be something really great. So I'll hope that the wait for the next season will pass quickly and that the second season will follow the first in terms of the uniqueness of the story, interesting plot twists, and relieve some of the slower moments. Okay, that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe and let me know what you thought of the series in the comments below. See you in the next video.
Carol, if we may.